Tonight, we again welcome you to Tropicana Field. The Rays continue this homestand as they meet the Boston Red Sox for the third time in this four-game series. Rays have dropped the first two games of this series. They currently run third in the East, 6.5 back of New York. And over in the wild card, the Rays have slipped 6 back of Baltimore. The Orioles occupying the number 2 spot in the wild card race behind the Oakland A's. Hi again, everyone. Welcome to an evening of Rays baseball with Brian Anderson. I'm Dwayne Stats. Great to have you with us. Well, dropping the first two games of this series, well, it's left the Rays in a bit of a funk, and if they need a lift, they might very well get it from the 23-year-old right-hander Chris Archer. He was up here in June. He was very impressive in 2 outings then. He's done nothing to dispel that impression the last 2 times the Rays have seen him this month.
Now, imagine another plus arm coming up through the Rays system, and Chris Archer brought over in a trade, and he has really made his mark on this Rays ball club. You can bring out all the superlatives you want about his stuff. He does have a big power fastball. He's got an absolute wipeout slider and a good changeup, but the reason for his success in the big leagues, and he doesn't have a win to show for it, but those numbers there are very impressive all out. It's been the command. You know, down in the minor leagues over the course of his career down there, he's averaged a little over 5 walks per 9 innings. Well, that has not translated to the big leagues. He has come up and really commanded the ball to both sides of the plate, and that's what's given him a chance to be successful. Hopefully tonight he can pick up that win number 1.
And for your local Southern Ford dealers, the pitching matchup. Chris Archer for the Rays making his 4th start, 5th appearance in the big leagues overall, and Daisuke Matsuzaka, veteran right-hander of the last couple of years. A lot of physical issues, including Tommy John surgery. He comes in with a record of 1-5 in 9 starts. Rays find themselves in search of a victory. They've dropped 7 of their last 8. We'll hear from Tom Callis when we return.
season for the Rays. They have a short little 3-game homestand to wrap up the year against the Baltimore Orioles. The Red Sox are in town for Game 3 of this 7-game stand. Remember when the Rays were last at home? They were leaving town, heading into Baltimore and then New York. Only 1 game back in the wild card, 2 games back in the AL East. Things have changed. They're now 6 and 6.5 games back. As we look at our Toyota trend, this is what has happened during that stretch in the last 8 games. 1-7, batting average 204, average with runners in scoring position not much better. The runs per game down, and the starter's ERA, actually that's been one key all year long, but it hasn't been very good during the 8-game stretch. 4.73. BJ Upton and Joe Madden know it has been a tough go scoring runs for this team as of late.
Nothing you can do about it at this point. Nothing really to say about it. We're not scoring runs. We're not producing. It's the bottom line. Doesn't get any. I mean,
we have to do better somehow, and we're not playing our best baseball by any means, and that's quite obvious.
You know, we'll keep fighting. We're not going to give up. I mean, it's definitely going to be tough, but we'll still come out to play and come out to try to win.
So today, with Joe Madden looking on, is also a Website Wednesday, and that means you can email the booth about whatever you like. Email AskTheRays@Fox.com or tweet @SunSportsRays with a hashtag #AskTheRays. Dwayne very serious, his partner not so much. Also, Mitch Lukovics will be on in the 3rd inning, so if you have any questions about the minor leaguers, we can ask Mitch as well. 2-2-2, 2 minutes, 22 seconds to the first pitch between the Rays, with Chris Archer making his 2nd home start, his 4th major league start against Daisuke Matsuzaka. Enjoy all the action right around the corner, right here on Sun Sports.
The series, and in the season series, the Rays are now down 9-5. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for Boston, brought to you by Longhorn Steakhouse. Pedro Siriaco is going to lead it off again, followed by Jacoby Ellsbury and Dustin Pedroia. Cody Ross again in the cleanup spot in front of James Loney. The DH is Jared Saltalamacchia. Ryan Lavarnway, Daniel Nava, and Jose Iglesias, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters for Bobby Valentine.
Well, taking the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays, right-hander Chris Archer. And let's look at the scouting report brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida. Winning stuff. Does not have a win. The stuff dictates that he should hopefully very soon. Big power fastball, a wipeout, put away slider, a good changeup, but even more, almost more impressive than his stuff has been his poise at the big league level for such a young kid to come up and get thrown into the types of games that he has, especially that Baltimore relief outing, and continue to pitch well. Veteran presence.
First pitch of this game, presented by Pinch-A-Penny, is up and in. Siriaco not wanting to get too comfy up there after that first pitch of the game.
You're trying to dial him down into the zone, and you get mid-90s up near the grill.
And that pitch is up a bit. 2-0. Jose Molina there indicating to get on top that pitch. The 2-0. And he finds the strike zone with a fastball. 2-1.
Well, Chris Archer, his mechanic's pretty simple, so that's exactly what Jose Molina is telling him. Stay tall over the rubber, drive that ball downhill. You got the tremendous velocity, and it's always early in starts where young guys get a little jumpy.
And a line drive, going to be a base hit over Keppinger's head and into right. So Siriaco making contact off the fastball with a base hit.
Let's take a look at the defense as it lines up behind Chris tonight in the outfield, left to right. Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Matt Joyce. Across the infield, third to first, Evan Longoria, Ben Zobrist, Jeff Keppinger, and Carlos Pena. Jose Molina will be behind the plate.
Well, with Siriaco at first base, Jacoby Ellsbury's the hitter. Siriaco's 14 up in the steal department, 14-14. And Ellsbury shortens on the bat, takes the fastball too high. A ball, no strikes.
Good visit here by Jose Molina after Chris Archer in that first at bat to Siriaco was up with a lot of his fastballs. The first fastball there was up. Jose going out there to remind him to do whatever it takes. You know, and we talk about it all the time. Pitchers have their keys, or at least they should, to be able to self-coach on the mound. He needs to get back to that, get that ball down in the zone.
Ellsbury's been limited to 68 games this year. And the pitch is a strike. It's now 1-1. He's hitting .462 off Rays pitching in the 6 games he's played against the Rays. One ball, one strike. Runner goes. The pitch is a strike, and the throw is not in time. Stolen base for Siriaco.
Well, Siriaco knows what he's doing as a base stealer. Has not been caught yet. Jose gets a pretty good pitch to handle right here. Makes a nice throw quickly, but Siriaco, and we've seen his speed up the first base line. You get a good jump, and he's able to get in safely.
Well, the Red Sox have been doing a lot of running. Siriaco has spearheaded that along with Ellsbury behind him. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So already the Red Sox with a man in scoring position. Red Sox successful in 19 of their last 20 stolen base attempts. And a little soft looper into left. That's going to be a base hit. Here comes Siriaco. And Boston breaks out in front. A little excuse me swing by Ellsbury, and he dropped it just inside the left field line for an RBI single.
Well, Chris Archer once again being tested in the first inning, and here on a couple of hits that were not well hit. A ball up and in on Siriaco that he fists out into right field, and then that by Ellsbury. Stolen base mixed in, but he makes a nice pitch down and away, and if a hitter's going to do that and be successful, there's nothing you can do. Tip your hat.
Now Ellsbury's at first. Another threat to run. Dustin Pedroia takes the pitch, and it's high. Ellsbury 14 of 16 running. Of course, Pedroia, one of the tougher strikeout candidates. We saw him with an extended at bat his first time up last night against Hellickson. And a move to first. Ellsbury back in. Let's take a look at Ellsbury there, and he almost had him in mid-lean. And again over there, close, very close this time. Marvin Hudson, the first base umpire.
Certainly looks like Ellsbury, he's leaning big time, even more so there. And Carlos Pena caught that ball right in his armpit. That was close. Boy, in fact, they may have gotten him. Yeah.
I think they had him.
Yep. You see right there, Marvin Hudson's kind of screened out from the body of Ellsbury.
Oh, they got him now in the rundown. Archer almost took too much time. The Rays get Ellsbury, but boy, they almost exchanged the ball one too many times, and Archer wound up chasing him towards second.
Ellsbury was deking and trying to take advantage of the young pitcher there, Archer. And he did. He caused them to hold on to that ball too long, and we'll see if they got him. Ellsbury, all he was doing there was banking that they were not going to throw over for a third straight time. But when he gets the pitcher here, now right there, that little juke.
So that's the first out. They eliminate the base runner.
I'll tell you the other thing on that play.
The pitch is a strike. It's now 1-1. Siriaco has scored. Ellsbury caught off first, and Pedroia fouls this one back. 1-2. Take another look at that rundown, part of it anyway.
Now watch Archer. As he gets involved, the ball comes out. That's perfect, but he goes back to the glove there and then takes his hand out of the glove away from the baseball. That's what took the time. After the second deke, he had to reach back into the glove. You want to keep that hand on the ball that entire time until you're going to flip it, and preferably you'd like the pitcher to give it up as soon as possible.
Yeah, you don't want to find yourself running the guy toward the advancing base
with the ball in the glove and the hand away from the glove. I mean,
you're losing time with all of that.
That's right.
And you're running in the wrong direction while you're losing time. And they just barely got him.
That's right. And that's what Ellsbury, when he turned and saw that it was Archer, couple of good dekes, and he almost snuck into second base.
And a cut the miss. Pedroia is out on strikes. First strikeout here for Archer.
Well, you know, you're waiting for 96 or the slider, and look what you get, the changeup. That's what we were talking about in last night's game. Sometimes you can get away with a changeup that maybe the location was not very good. I mean, that was lower thigh, middle of the plate, but the arm action was tremendous, and that's what Dustin Pedroia was swinging at.
There's Cody Ross. The pitch is a strike. The other thing we've noticed about Archer, he's just 23, gave up the run, then he got involved in a rundown. He came right back to the mound. He doesn't seem to let a situation overwhelm him. Foul ball, and he's up on Ross. 0-2. He got back to the mound and then went right back to business against Pedroia.
Well, that does, and that's why you're so impressed with him. It's one thing to have a nice arm. The minor leagues are full of guys with great arms, and Chris Archer certainly has that, but it's been the poise that I know that I've been impressed with. Same with you, the way that he handled himself in that first start at Washington after a tough first inning in that ball game.
Count still, 2 strikes.
And that's where you say, this kid, if he continues to work and continues to stay focused on being a good major league pitcher, has a nice long career ahead of him because of that poise. You can't teach that stuff.
And he'd been in the minor leagues, came up, made those 2 appearances in the start against Washington, pitched well in both of them, gained confidence, and went back to the minor leagues and really pitched well there. As he gets Ross looking, pitch on the corner. 1-0. We go to the bottom of the first. Visit your local Toyota dealer for great deals today. By AT&T, the nation's largest 4G network. AT&T, rethink possible. By Burger King, come play family food where every game piece has a prize. And by Tires Plus. The plus is in everything we do. We go to the bottom of the first inning tonight at the Trop. Boston with a first inning run. And the Rays starting lineup presented by Longhorn Steakhouse. Desmond Jennings, B.J. Upton, and Ben Zobrist. Evan Longoria at third, hitting cleanup. Then Luke Scott, the DH, and Jeff Keppinger. Matt Joyce at right hit seventh in front of Carlos Pena. And then Jose Molina.
Taking the mound tonight for the Boston Red Sox is going to be right-hander Daisuke Matsuzaka. Coming off of elbow surgery last year, had Tommy John. Came back from that, had a few starts, then went out with a neck injury. He's had 4 starts since then and has not gone smoothly for Matsuzaka. Looking to change that tonight.
First pitch to Jennings, and it comes in high. 1-0. Desmond starts the night at 248. Now the Rays have had their share of success against Matsuzaka. And there's a fly ball off the end of the bat down toward the line in left. Nava's there and makes the catch. Jennings is out, number 1.
Let's take a look at the defense as it lines up behind Matsuzaka. In the outfield, left to right, Daniel Nava, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Cody Ross. Across the infield, third to first, Pedro Siriaco, Jose Iglesias, Dustin Pedroia, and James Loney. Ryan Lavarnway will handle the catching duties.
Here's B.J. Upton. One ball, no strikes. B.J.'s hitting .249, 23 home runs and 68 runs batted in. And the pitch is wide. 2-0. B.J. sends a fly ball to center. Ellsbury waiting for this one and makes the catch. 2 up, 2 down, and that will bring up Ben Zobrist, subject of our Toyota Inside Look.
Now, this is one guy who's continued to be productive. 15 runs batted in, including 4 last night, 16 games in September. A couple of big hits, gave the Rays an early lead, a chance close to within 2 last night, just not able to get it done. But I'll tell you what, since about the first week of June, Ben Zobrist has been swinging the bat well, and he's been doing it from both sides of the plate.
The pitch from Matsuzaka is a strike. The 4 runs batted in last night for Ben. Tied his season's high. Also had a 4 RBI game against Miami in early June. One ball, 1 strike. He continues to exhibit a great eye up there. He's second in the league in walks drawn. Two balls and a strike. Rays with 14 games left, counting this one. It's fouled. Down to play, down beyond the bullpen area. The count squares. Joe Madden, 2-time manager of the year, 7th season as the Rays skipper. You saw Davey Martinez in that picture just a moment ago. Here's Bobby Valentine, the skipper of the Red Sox. And now the count goes full, 3-2. Davey Martinez had been interviewed for the Houston Astros managing job. And Tim Bogar on the staff of the Red Sox, also managing, are hoping to manage and being interviewed for that job. Tim spent some time here with the Rays. 3-2 now, and Zobrist is out on strikes. 1-2-3 go the Rays in the first. We go to the second. 1-0 Boston. Presented in high definition, brought to you by H.H. Gregg. Rays out in full force tonight, trying to win their first game of this series.
He's not messing around. War paint in the hair. My favorite is the forearm sleeves. Those make you look bad no matter what.
It's James Loney. 1 ball, no strikes.
You know, it's like those free safeties. You know, you tape from wrist to just below the elbow.
Yeah.
I mean, you look like you're just going to take someone clean out.
1-1. Well, nothing else. You get a psychological edge.
Yeah.
Right from the very beginning.
Yeah. I feel like you can.
Probably what he was all about right there.
Let me tell you something. Would not want to run into him in the parking lot after this game.
There's a strike, 1-2. Jared Saltalamacchia will be next, and then Ryan Lavarnway with Chris Archer on the mound. Archer picked up 2 strikeouts in the first. He got Pedroia on the changeup, and then he struck out Cody Ross on a pitch that hit 98 on the outside corner in the right-handed hitting Ross. 2-2 here to Loney. It's fouled into the stands. Form right there.
I think he took it right to the midsection, though. Probably why they were talking form.
Got to block the pitch. In this case, the foul ball into the stands.
Kept it in front of him.
Yep. Three balls, 2 strikes, the count to Loney. And ball 4. So leadoff walk.
Well, tomorrow, celebrate Star Trek night with a special ticket package of $29 that includes a seat at the press level and a Joe Madden board t-shirt. A limited number of t-shirts are available, and then you'll Might as well come to the ball game and watch the Rays destroy that team of Romulans and Klingons as they make their push towards the postseason. Visit RaysBaseball.com/Star Trek. Resistance is futile. He should have read that. I would have been much more believable than the guy up here in the green shirt.
Here's the first pitch to Saltalamacchia. Yeah, but as tough as he looks in that,
yeah.
See, he was making sure he said hi to his mother. Hi, Mom.
Well, he's not stupid.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, yeah. You can go ahead and armor up, but you got to give props to Mom.
Up and away, and the count is a ball and a strike. So for the second consecutive inning, the Red Sox have the leadoff man on. Siriaco singled, stole a base, and scored on the looping single by Ellsbury. Now a walk to Loney. Two balls and a strike.
What time do you think he starts getting ready for the game and that get up? What time do you think he starts putting on the foil?
Do you have more than one of those in your closet, all lined up in a row?
I don't know. I mean, a lot of work went into it. I wouldn't put anything past him. Like the hair, which, by the way, had 2 colors in it.
Put some effort into coming to the ballpark. You gotta like the effort. Yeah, there's some intensity there.
Yeah.
That's what we're after.
You know what? I think that the little lower lip hair is colored.
And ball 4 misses wide. Back-to-back walks. That's going to get a visit from the Rays pitching coach. Jim Hickey heads to the mound.
Now this has been the one thing in Chris Archer's game that has, well, really held him back to this point. In the minor leagues, the command wasn't there. Now up here in the big leagues, overall, he has shown pretty good command. Obviously walks the first 2 hitters here, but that's what gets him into trouble. You know, if you look over Chris Archer, how about this, Dwayne? Coming into play tonight, teams were just 4 for 54 off Chris Archer with nobody on base. That's an .074 average, but all 7 of his walks came with runners on base. Now the difference is with runners on, the batting average goes up to 423. Runners in scoring position, it goes to 357. Those numbers obviously a little higher now because of the first inning, but it has been the walk that has hurt him. And even in the limited time up here, he's done a nice job of it, but still, you see what he does when he stays nobody on base and he's putting the ball in the zone. Teams don't have a chance.
It's LaVarn way. He starts him with a strike at 94. Well, he has the great arm, and that certainly has been evident. We saw that the first inning tonight, and when he hit 98 on Ross, we've seen it in his prior outings. It's a ball and a strike. You know, the Rays, I remember seeing him in spring training in 2010. He split the season in the minor leagues with the Daytona and Tennessee in the Cubs system. Originally, he was in the Cleveland Indians system. One and 2 now, the count. And then the Rays got him in January of 2011. And I remember seeing him in the spring of 2011. Foul ball back. And the first thing you noticed about him was the arm strength, was that great arm. And the feeling was, I think the Rays felt that way when they got him, was he'd shown some great promise in the Cubs system. But when they got him, if he could command his stuff with that arm, he had a chance to be a top-tier starting pitcher. And that's what they've started to see in him this last year.
You got to remember, too, just his second season in the Rays organization, which, by the way, the track record as far as producing pitchers, pretty good.
Originally drafted by Cleveland in the 06 draft. Then dealt to the Cubs, and he was part of the Matt Garza trade. Pitch down. 2 balls and 2 strikes, and he'll get another visit this time from Jose Molina. In fact, in that Garza deal, the Rays got Archer along with Sam Fold and Hak-Ju Lee, who was honored tonight. He had a good year in the minor leagues, the young shortstop for the Rays. They also got Brandon Guyer and Robinson Chirinos, who effectively missed the entire year with symptoms and the aftermath of the concussion. 2-2 now. Just got a little piece of that Lavarn Way on a slider. The count still 2-2. So you figure that has a chance to turn out to be a very good deal for the Rays. Sam Fold has already contributed. Hak-Ju Lee's on the way. Archer, impressive in the handful of outings we've seen. Ground ball, second base. Keppinger, Zobrist 1, first base 2. And boy, Archer really got that pitch riding in on Lavarn Way with that fastball to get the double play.
Well, again, that late life, late action on that pitch explodes in on Lavarn Way, gets right to the handle label of the bat. Just takes all the steam out of this. A nice one hopper there for Keppinger, a nice feed to Zobrist.
See, those are the things that are impressive with his fastball. We saw him at the corner to Ross, the right-handed hitter, the outside corner at 98, and come in 94 with that little run on that fastball, really to take the bat out of Lavarn Way's hands, and he hit to a double play.
Well, it's explosive.
Yep.
And when he stays on top and gets good hand action and finish out in front, that ball just kind of explodes into the zone late life.
The first pitch strike to Nava.
You know, and going back to the trade that you were talking about, when you're in the position financially that the Rays are in, the way that they're going to compete, those are the kind of trades. When you're going to trade an established player and get 3, 4, 5 guys in return, those are the trades you have to hit on. And this is the one, like you said, you know, you get these guys back that could be a huge part, you know, of the future for this ball club. You've seen some other teams, you know, you think about the Cleveland Indians, the trade they made when they traded CC Sabathia and what they got back in return for Milwaukee. You know, still trying to get something out of Laporta, and there's nothing else there. You know, then you think about the Cliff Lee trade that they made to Philadelphia. What did they get out of that? You know, I mean, so that really has set them back. You're going to make a trade? Rays front office, they certainly do their homework.
And Nava takes that pitch for a strike. 2 outs with a runner at third. Nava switch hitting outfielder, 244 overall, and 273 from the left side. Ground ball right side. Pena is there to make the play unassisted. Nice job by Archer after walking the first 2. 1-0 Boston through an inning and a half.
Derek Shelton looking on this website Wednesday. Time for our first question of the night. You can email the booth at AskTheRays@Fox.com or via Twitter, hashtag AskTheRays, and send it to @SunSportsRays. Marcus, Bob, George, and Bill all have the same question. With the offensive struggles this year for the Rays, how much of an impact can Derek Shelton as hitting coach make, guys?
Want to know the count to Evan Longoria to start this bottom of the second inning. Well, the numbers are what they are, and it has been a frustrating year. Joe Madden, before the game tonight, had some pointed comments about that, and his take is that this is not Derek Shelton's doing. That he defended Derek Shelton.
Now, all Derek Shelton can do is work with these guys, and he's willing to do that. Now, you get into the mechanics of things and the theory and the philosophy of a guy. That's got to be something that's accepted by, Andrew Friedman, Joe Madden, that he fits in on the staff. At that point, all he can do is do the work, give guys tips, help them out, work in the cage, and all of those things. And then it falls on the player. And listen, let's be honest, it has not gotten done this year offensively. That no question about it. And that's why you hate to see this year start to slide away like it has. I mean, obviously still an opportunity, but things have not gone well the last week. And you look at what the pitching staff has done, starters and bullpen, and you hate to see that kind of a year go to waste. But the bottom line is they haven't gotten it done with the sticks consistently enough.
Well, here's what happened to the Rays. I think when we have time to sit back and look at the totality of the season, what happened to them is the one thing that they had hoped they would not have to deal with. There's a 3-2 pitch lined into center for a base hit. The one thing they feared, I think, was injury to key position players. We're looking at one right there. They weren't sure what the depth was going to be there. I think they felt the pitching was good, disappointed with defense. I think some of that goes hands in hand with the injuries and the fact that they had to play a lot of people in a lot of different positions, even more than they normally would with the versatility of this team. But the one area that I think they were concerned about from the beginning, what do you do if you lose a couple key offensive pieces? And they tried to stick it together and keep everything together. And the other side of this is there's a strike to Luke Scott. As much as you hear people talk about the importance of pitching in this game, and there's no question about that, and for the longest you hear, well, good pitching is difficult to find and all that, the nature of hitting is such that it comes and it goes. And I think in the final, it's a sharp foul up the right side by Scott, and distance on it, home run distance, but foul. But I think what we're learning here maybe is that evaluating hitting is far more difficult than evaluating pitching.
Well, I don't know if I would go that far. However, when you're looking at the financial constraints and the hitters that they're going to go after, they're going after guys that maybe had a down year and their price is a little bit lower. Bringing them in, you know who the elite hitters are. Problem is, you're not going to be able to go out and spend that kind of money, to bring them here. So you are either going to have to.
This ball is going to drop in front of Ellsbury for a base hit. Longoria advances to second on the single by Scott. You're
going to either have to develop your own hitting, or you go out and continue to take chances on guys and hope you catch lightning in a bottle.
And that's what I mean by evaluating hitting is more difficult. You're going to go after. You're going to go after a pitcher here and there that you think might outperform his market value, and that's the real operating procedure here for the Rays, has to be because of the market and so forth. But the Rays have developed some very good pitching.
Yep.
Well, now you have to also develop hitting. I think what we're seeing is that it's more difficult to develop consistently good hitting than it is good pitching, and that's my point about evaluation. Pitch down to Keppinger.
Well, but where have been the huge high draft picks of hitters? Evan Longoria, he's got up here and he's done the job. Most of it has been pitching. It's been the high picks have been pitching. We saw now this year, a little bit of a change. I think that's that realization that you need to go after elite hitters if it's in the draft or whatever it may be. to develop your own hitting, because you're not going to be the elite hitters, the solid, the really good hitters. And this guy right here, talk about a good pickup hitting wise.
Sure.
We've been pushing for, you talk about getting this guy out in the lineup because of what he's been able to do. But you just aren't going to be able to go out and spend the money to bring in the hitters. So you got to take chances or develop your own. And I think that's where there's a, not that there's a shift in the focus of the draft, but you're certainly going to see, like they did this year, bringing in collegiate hitters a little bit more advanced, try to develop them that way. And I think that ultimately will be the key, is to develop your own.
2-0 the count. Ground ball. That's going to go through the left side. Longoria will stop at third. The Rays have the bases loaded as Keppinger again puts the bat on the ball and gets it through the left side. Bases loaded with nobody out for Matt Joyce. And Neiman heads to the mound to talk with Matsuzaka here, the Boston pitching coach.
A couple of runners aboard, and this ball does not quite get to its spot. Good effort there on Siriaco, but ball on the ground. Evans going to be running.
Back to that whole pitching and hitting and draft picks. The Rays have drafted a lot of hitters as well as pitchers, and not all of those pitchers have been #1 picks. I mean, Price, obviously, and the great talent. But I think you can look at an arm and have a little, none of it's easy, but a little better job of projecting what you might have than a hitter. And I just think that's a real challenge to do that. And it makes sense to try to put together a team with pitching and make that your bedrock, because that's a great base to stay competitive, and that's what the Rays do. That's how they've been so successful. Joyce takes a pitch down and in. You get that great pitching and try to support it the best you can with great defense, and that's been pretty much the case for the Rays, with the exception of this year in the first half, and they seem to find their sea legs there defensively for a while. Recently it has been a problem again. 1 ball, no strikes, and it's popped up foul, 1-1. One ball, 1 strike, the count to Joyce. Pitch is down. 2 balls and a strike. This one is low. 3 balls and a strike. So the Rays trying to build a big inning here. Boston scored a run in the first. And Joyce fouls it back. So full count. Big chance here. Action already up with the bullpen. The 7 is up for Boston. Three balls, 2 strikes. Joyce with a couple grand slams already. Not to get greedy, because a base hit would certainly do here. And the dirt. Wild pitch for ball 4. Longoria scores. Bases remain loaded. Scott to third and Keppinger to second. Joyce walks on the wild pitch and the game is tied.
Well, Matsuzaka's struggles continue. In his last 4 starts since he came off that neck injury, he's 1-2, but an ERA of just under 8. A lot of earned runs, a lot of walks, a lot of pitches per inning, and that is holding up here.
So technically, the walk saved him a wild pitch. And pitch in the dirt, skipping by LaVarn Way, and now here's Carlos Pena. Pena takes a big cut and he misses. Strike 1.
Now tonight's game is available Espanol via SAP, brought to you by Coventry Healthcare of Florida.
Pena 7 out of 28 lifetime against Matsuzaka with a couple home runs. Pitch inside. Longoria singled, Scott singled, and Keppinger singled, and then Joyce walked. Joyce had gone 1 for 10. The only hit he had off Matsuzaka was a home run, but he'd walked 5 times, then walked the 6th time. Matsuzaka has walked him in his career. Pena behind in the count, missed the fastball. 1-2. Chance for a big second inning for the Rays. They've tied it. Pena strikes out. So that is out number 1. Big strikeout for Matsuzaka.
No secret to what Matsuzaka was doing there, just pumping fastballs right out over the plate. Just pumps them right by Carlos.
And it brings up Jose Molina. First pitch is a strike to Molina. Molina hitting .201. Slow it away. 1-1. Longoria has scored the run. It's tied 1-1. And a chopper to third. Siriaco steps on third and throws to first. And Molina grounds into the 5-3 double play. Rays settle for 1 through 2, 1-1 tie.
acquired from the Chicago Cubs in that deal with Matt Garza. Also, Hak-Ju Lee, who gets the Best Base Runner award in the Rays minor leagues as well, acquired from the Cubs. Joining us right now, Director of Minor League Operations, Mitch Lukovics. We're up here with all the award winners here in the Captain Morgan party deck. Let's start with Chris Archer, Mitch. And what a season he's had. Last year, first year with the Rays, gave up some hits and walks in Montgomery, but what a turnaround this year.
Yeah, it was tough for Chris getting acclimated to our organization last year, but when he got to the big leagues and had those 2 starts, he had a complete turnaround. He got with Hick, got with BOS, Neil Allen, the guys, helped him out a little bit, but he took control, and you can see by his performances up here how well he has improved.
He really has, as he starts off the 3rd inning with a pitch upstairs for a ball. Let's talk about the other guy we just mentioned in that Cubs trade, Hak-Ju Lee, who ends up getting Best Base Runner, and a lot of people asking questions about him.
Well, not only is he a good a base runner, but he's a very good baseball player. I mean, he's excellent shortstop. His bat's an improvement. He's a wonderful athlete. We have him here now early. He pulled an oblique muscle. We're getting him back, ready to go to the Arizona Fall League so we can expand the season.
Okay, so he'll play in the Arizona Fall League, get a few more at-bats in that league. One guy who really came on the radar this year, Todd Glazman, a kid out of Texas. Thought about going to Texas A&M, ends up in your organization, and he really stepped up this year.
Well, it's good to see because you never know what happens with these kids when they get into pro baseball. Some mature sooner than later, but in Todd's case, he really came on. 21 home runs this year for us, plays an outstanding outfield, and he's really grown as a person and as a baseball player. We're really happy when these things do occur.
Glazman gets the Player of the Year award as he split time mostly with Bowling Green and also moved up to the Charlotte Stone Crabs and then back to Bowling Green for the playoffs. One question we get, Mitch, is a website Wednesday, so fans can ask questions of Dwayne or BA, in this case you. We get a lot of questions about Leslie Anderson. He wins Durham Bulls MVP this year. Tell us about his season.
I think Leslie's done a nice job this year. There were times where he needed some defensive work. We didn't see the power production. We saw that improve somewhat this year. He's hitting more doubles. He's doing better at first base. Not so much in the outfield. We kind of taken him away there, but primarily at first baseman. And there's room to improve, but he's done a very good job for us this year.
One final question as we watch Chris Archer work here with a runner on base and nobody out. Dwayne and BA were talking about the changeups on this staff earlier, and you see the 5 starters with a really good changeups. Then you see a guy like Chris Archer, and you see Alex Cobb. Is that a point of emphasis? It seems like the Rays pitchers have all great changeups. Is that a point of emphasis in the minor?
Without question, it's a point of emphasis. Dick Bosman, who's been our field coordinator now for a long time and a pitching coach in our organization before, who had all of our major league starters while they're in the minor leagues. It is a priority. Obviously, alignment is really important for us, but when we get into that pitch development, a changeup is a priority. It's really a hard pitch to hit when you throw it well.
Mitch, as always, thank you for the time and congratulations on all these great young players you have.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
All right, guys, back to you.
All right, Todd, thank you. Mitch, a great guy and does just a wonderful job for the Rays. His whole group, I mean, they keep it. They really make what we see at the major league level possible by the hard work they do and the development process. And that you talk about the fun part of the game. There's a lot of long hours that go into that. Not a lot of people see the good work that all those people do. They do great work, and there's a lot of satisfaction, I'm sure, that they derive from that, because it is really a hard job to do, but one that has great rewards when you see the players from the start of the rookie league go through the system and emerge here, and watching a young man like Archer, who, as we mentioned and Mitch mentioned, has just recently come to the organization. Took him a little while to acclimate himself. They do a great job.
Imagine just coordinating all of those minor league teams. Who belongs where?
It's tough for us to coordinate suitcases on road trips. So there you go.
We televising 6 or 7? How many ties?
Yeah. Here's Ellsbury. He's going to bunt and does so foul. Siriaco's at first. He's singled into left. Iglesias, who walked, moves into second base. So the Red Sox right back with the threat here in the 3rd.
You go back to that leadoff walk. Those are always bad. They've been particularly bad in this series when it's been the 9-hole hitter.
2. Boston with a run, 3 hits now. The Rays have a run, 3 hits. It's going to be low. 1 and 2. Red Sox winning 4 out of their last 5. Right now it's 68 and 81. Two balls, 2 strikes. Chopper headed toward the middle into center field. Iglesias will score. Over to third base goes Siriaco. And Ellsbury has driven in both Boston runs tonight. He chopped it right through the middle and into center field. It's 2-1 Boston.
Well, and how about those 2 hits? The first at bat, a pitch down and away that he flips into left field. And then this one, just a, well, this is frustrating here. Reaches out, gets his ball up over Archer's glove. Wasn't hit hard, but it was placed perfectly.
And that pitch was away from him. Might have even been off the plate, and he just chopped it through.
Ellsbury, he's a good hitter, and he, 2 strikes, he's going to cover the plate, especially away. We saw that the first at bat. I think that pitch was even further off.
Now Pedroia takes a strike on the corner. 95 behind that one.
You can see the game plan with Ellsbury. When he is behind in the count, 2 strikes, he can cover that pitch away. When he has the count in his favor, he wants that ball middle in.
Smart hitter. And up and in. Down goes Pedroia.
After that first pitch of the game to Siriaco, and then that pitch wrapping around Pedroia. Boy, you're coming up there right off the bill of the hat. That is close, close, close. You know that Boston dugout, not a real big fan of that, especially to Dustin Pedroia. May be revisited.
1 ball, 1 strike. And a ground ball to Keppinger. Zobrist 1 over to first. Safe there, and the run scores. Siriaco crosses the plate. Well, Pedroia was really digging down the line, as he tends to do anyway, and he put a little extra effort in that one and beat the throw into first to make it 3-1 Boston.
Well, didn't hit it that hard. Keppinger quick to Zobrist. Zobrist, you see the hustle by Pedroia from the right side of the plate.
So Pedroia is aboard, driving in the run.
And that's why you love that guy right there.
That's exactly right.
Teams with 13, 14 games under 500.
Yep.
A ground ball with runners at first and third, and just busting it down the line.
He plays the game the same way every day.
That's right.
Yep. You really have to like that.
Effort. Takes no talent to give good effort and hustle.
We were talking a little bit about that the other night. First pitch into Cody Ross is a strike. And you will at times, I mean, that represents character more than talent.
Yeah.
That's why he's in the big leagues. There were people who didn't think Pedroia had enough talent to play in the big leagues. He said, I've got enough character. And he's willed his way into being an outstanding player. He has character. 2 strikes the count.
Which doesn't mean that everybody with high character can be a big leaguer.
I mean, that's true.
No, but you're right.
I'll tell you, but if you got a little talent, that character is going to take you a long way.
You'll maximize it.
That's
Is what
exactly
you'll do.
right.
You will maximize it.
0-2 the count. Pedroia with the lead over there. Back and forth. The pitch skied back into left. Room for Jennings. He makes the catch. Back into second, the throw. So Ross is out on the fly ball. 2 gone. James Loney will bat. Cesar Ramos is up in the Rays bullpen now, by the way. Leadoff walk to the number 9 hitter, and it's led to 2 runs so far. Ramos. To first. Pedroia back in. Three runs, 4 hits for Boston. The Rays have a run, 3 hits. Strike. The off-speed pitch. Nobody looking for maybe the hard stuff there. Got a first pitch change. Again to first. Pedroia back. You know, with Siriaco, Ellsbury, and Pedroia at the top of their lineup, it's a little different look with the Red Sox and this team with the moves they've made. Pop fly back into shallow center. Upton is there and makes the catch. 2-run score. They leave a man, and Boston is up 3-1.
A 3-1 lead over the Rays. Tonight's game and all season long, Tires Plus will donate $100 to the Pediatric Cancer Foundation for every Tampa Bay Rays home run televised on Sun Sports.
Daisuke Matsuzaka goes back to the mound. The Rays were trying to build a big inning in the second. They loaded the bases with nobody out, got the walk to Joyce. And then Matsuzaka got a strikeout of Pena and a double play ball out of Molina. That put an end to that threat. 1 strike the count to Desmond Jennings. In fact, that third to first double play the bat of Jose Molina, the first double play ball Matsuzaka's thrown all year. 1-1 the count to Jennings. Desmond turning away from that pitch. Tigers have a 2-0 lead at home, bottom of the third over Oakland. She's down 2-1. Matsuzaka in big trouble so much in the second inning that they had a Seves up in the bullpen. Rays let him off the hook. There's a shot, but foul. Pretty good distance off the bat of Jennings, but well foul.
And Orange Backpack threw a little fit right there. Not happy. That ball went down the tunnel and bounced right back to Yellow Shirt.
Foul ball back, out of play.
There he goes for it, misses it. Yellow Shirt grabs it. Oh, throwing a little fit.
Yeah, well, that's why you got to know how to play the carom off the egress there. Ground ball, deep short, backhanded. Iglesias throw, not in time. Jennings with an infield hit. The Rays have speed at first.
Well, they were shading Desmond Jennings a little bit more up the middle. As soon as Iglesias is forced to go to his right, gonna be tough with the speed of Jennings. He does all he can. He just can't beat that speed. Desmond smelled it from the beginning.
Here's B.J. Upton now. There goes Jennings. Pitch down, and the throw is late. Jennings head first and almost beyond the bag. Pedroia was going to try to keep the tag on it, but that's a steal for Jennings. That's his 28th of the year.
Well, you knew that they were going to try to exploit this. Daisuke Matsuzaka coming into this start with just over 40 innings. Teams were 10 for 10 stolen bases, really going after him. And Desmond did a nice job and almost... I think he was touching by a spike.
This pitch to Upton is down 2-0. There's another look off at the bag, back on.
We think back on.
So the Rays have Jennings in scoring position. Yeah, you know, Matsuzaka in his last full year was 2010. Gave up 25 stolen bases that year. Down to third. Siriaco makes the throw. Jennings hangs on in second.
Think about this. 10 stolen bases given up in just over 40 innings.
Yeah.
In a 200-inning season. That's 50.
Yeah.
50 for 50. Now, that's probably not going to happen. However, that's the pace that we're talking about.
Well, you know, I think we'd have to look, but I think the year that I referenced, 2010, it was something like 150 plus innings. And what did he have? 25 steals there. So, I mean, the rate so far this year is higher.
Small sample. Yeah. I mean, you're going to, he slows everything down. You can see that. You know, he's slow regardless, but with runners on base, he brings the game to a grinding halt.
Strike the count. Well, that's what we had last night. Felix Dubron. I mean, they've got to do something about that.
Was that baseball last night?
Oh.
It had to be closer to cricket, right?
Cricket. I got to tell you, there's a base hit up the middle. Jennings was headed back to second. Now he's going to try to score, and will. Ellsbury doesn't have a great arm, and Ellsbury just threw the ball back to Pedroia. The Rays get the run. Jennings crossed the plate, and boy, with that break back toward the bag, even though Ellsbury doesn't throw well, you thought he might have, Jennings that is, might not have been able to score.
Anybody outside in center field, this is not a run. Watch Desmond. He actually doesn't even just freeze, he heads back, which is what they teach you to do. Foley's going to send him the whole way and test that arm of Ellsbury, but Ellsbury didn't even give it an effort.
So it's a one-run game, 3-2. Longoria. The strike. Zobrist at first, picking up the run batted in. It's upstairs. And with the RBI for Zobrist, he takes over the team lead in the run batted in department. One more than Upton. Inside, 2 balls and a strike. "50 pitches for Matsuzaka. Archer a little over 60 in his first 3 innings. So a lot of pitches made by the starting pitchers tonight. Upton. That's a popper into short right by Longoria, caught by Ross. And holding at first base Zobrist. Shooting single, stole second, Upton grounded out. Zobrist drove him home. So he's at first now with 2 outs after the popper into short right by Longoria. And here is Luke Scott. Luke had a base hit in the second inning. Away, a ball and no strikes. Rays have had a difficult time beating the Red Sox here at the Trop this year. They're just 2-5 against Boston here. 5-9 overall. And there's a strike. 1-1. A little different look. This Boston club without Euclid and Beckett. Adrian Gonzalez gone. Crawford gone. David Ortiz injured. Lineup out there with a little more speed. And a broken bat. Ground ball. Pedroia with the pickup from second. The Rays settle for the 1 run, turning the leadoff single into a run. They trail 3-2.
let's take a look at today's textbook question brought to you by Ottaway. Do you think Chris Archer will be in the Rays starting rotation in 2013? TB1's a yes. TB2 no. Text 789-789 and submit your vote. Standard message and data rates will always apply.
Well, one thing you know around here the last few years and projecting into next year, there's always going to be a lot of competition when it comes to that role. Saltalamacchia, and this is the first pitch. David Price, he's right now, Price headed toward a Cy Young Award. There's Shields, Hellickson, Moore, Neiman, Cobb, Davis, and Archer. Well, wouldn't most clubs love to have the choice like that? I mean, most clubs are trying to fill out a rotation, and the Rays are trying to figure out who they can allow into that select club.
Add them up. There's 8 there. If you go with a traditional 5-man rotation, which I'm sure they will, cross off 3 names. Go ahead. Go ahead.
You know, when you think back before the 5-man rotation, and a lot of pitchers and managers alike like the 4-man rotation, and some of those managers in those days would tell you it was difficult to find 5 quality starting pitchers to build a 5-man rotation, and they preferred to go with 4. But you've got 8 arms right there, and any one of them could easily be dropped into any starting rotation, it would seem, in baseball. Saltalamacchia is out on strikes for the first out.
Can't disagree with that. Can't disagree with it at all. Now the question is, do you use some of that surplus bats?
Well,
that'll be the question.
That will be the question. That was a question during this year. And then the Rays wound up with some injuries to a couple of pitchers, and they had to dip into the minor leagues. Archer was here because of that. Barnway swings through the first pitch. That's a strike. And so the question is, and the Rays have run into a tough ride here in the last 8 games. They've dropped 7 out of 8. But we're very much in the race and mathematically still in it, and hope that there's a miracle in store. But if they had made a deal and run into those injuries, then where do you go for starting pitching? And would they have even been in the race as long as they've been in if they had dealt 1 or 2 of those arms?
Well, that's yeah. I mean, who knows? Archer was an unknown. Yep. Obviously, find out about him until the team was in Washington. But they love, and for good reason, to have that depth, because at the end of the day, they realize that the success of this team is going to come in large part to the guys that they run out there every 5 days, and then have to, a completely different topic is how they're able to build that bullpen, and how year after year it continues to get rebuilt and really continues to get better and better. But understanding pitching and defense is going to be the foundation around here for a long time.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Barnway out on strikes for the second time. Well, the Rays, known for their great pitching, they also know that they really have to develop their own pitching, because they can't go to the market and pay big sums and long-term contracts for free agent pitchers
or hitters.
Yeah,
it's going to have to be a homegrown type deal for everything. Although it is amazing what they've been able to do, going out and trying to find some pitchers here or there to fill out that bullpen. You think about Fernando Rodney this year. He was brought in to help out, back end, big arm, see what we could do, with him. And they bring him in, and right at the end of spring training, Kyle Farnsworth goes down. Fernando Rodney gets first crack. Now he's in this Cy Young consideration. I mean, come on.
The pitch is outside. It's 2-0.
Well, it's never dull around here, that's for sure.
Oh no. And how fun is it to watch the Rays acquire a kid like Archer, and then watch his progress accelerate and develop in their system. It's really great to see the kids come up. And that's why it'd be nice at some point to see a couple of hitters emerge.
Yes.
That would really be great. Another great story in what has been over the last 4 or 5 years. Just a great baseball story. And the pitch is a strike. 3-1. Two outs, base is empty. And ball 4 is low. So a few more walks than Archer would like tonight. He walked 2 men in the second inning, gave up a walk to start the third, and another walk here in the fourth, and Ramos is up in the bullpen again. Archer's up in the upper 70s in pitch count right now.
Now that's what will end up hurting you. You run up that pitch count, it shortens your night, gets you into the bullpen a little sooner. Obviously decreases your chance for success, for wins. Something that he's been pretty good at up until tonight here.
Pitch to Iglesias is down, and Molina couldn't find it. And now Hickey's going to head to the mound. Jim Hickey out there. Boston scored a run in the first. They added 2 in the third. They had an opportunity in the second, and Archer got a double play ball out of Lavarnway that helped.
And it's been very inconsistent mechanically. That's all. You'll see him on a period of 3 or 4 consecutive pitches, look dialed in, hit his spots, be able to move the ball around the zone, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, the body starts to drift a little bit. The ball comes up. Then he tries to overcompensate. Ball's down.
So Hickey heads back, and one of the few times you'll see the pitching coach not on the mound and the plate umpire hanging around to continue the conversation. Ted Barrett out there talking with both Archer and Molina. So it's 1-0 the count to Iglesias with Nava at first. Ground ball foul. Beyond Jerry Royster, the third base coach for Boston. Count is 1-1. Souvenir for that young man, and he came prepared. Fired up. Thought ahead, brought his glove, was prepared. Souvenir.
And you love the genuine excitement.
Yeah, that's great. Pitch inside. It's 2-1.
Growing up, I used to go to a lot of Indians games up at Municipal Stadium where there was nobody. And I still never came up with a ball. I mean, you had your own personal vendor.
Yeah, and you would stay until the end.
And not get a ball ever.
Yeah, you'd go to those games, regardless of the score, whether it was raining, sunshine, cold, hot.
Yeah.
You're staying. I'm here. I'm staying for the absolutely the end, and I might be the last person out of the ballpark.
Dwayne, I went to a makeup game that was not on the schedule, and the announced attendance was about 1,500 people.
Yeah.
Didn't come close. The seat's 80-some thousand.
Yeah. Ground ball short. Zobrist will flip it underhand into Keppinger to get the force. More stories on the travelogue of BA and a misspent youth in a moment. The Rays. Time for the AT&T trivia question. Last night, the Orioles won their 14th consecutive extra inning game since 1948. What's the record for most consecutive extra inning wins?
How about that game last night?
I know. What's up with the Orioles?
I woke up what felt like the middle of the night and flipped the TV on, and they were doing the scroll, on games back in the wild card, and I saw the Rays at 5.5. I'm like, well, that can't be. It's either 5 or it's 6. Well, then all of a sudden the score pops up, and it's 15th inning. 15th inning. They still had another hour to go.
1-0, and that pitch hit on Keppinger. 1 ball, 1 strike. That's pretty amazing, and Taylor Teagarden does it again.
How about it?
He hurt the Rays twice.
Yes. They tied that game with 2 off Wilhelmsen in the 9th.
Yep.
Unbelievable.
There's a drive hit deep to left off the bat of Keppinger. Gone! Home run for Jeff Keppinger. Turns out a fastball hits it out, and the game is tied 3-3. Keppinger's 7th home run of the year. And the Rays pull even.
Well, this ball just gets drilled, stays right up and out over the plate. Nice, powerful swing. Better bat flip. Right down the heart of the plate. Love that bat flip.
Matt Joyce. 1 ball, no strikes. Love that. He's receiving kudos right now. Receiving line there. 2 balls, no strikes. The count to Matt Joyce. Well, the Rays tied the game in the bottom of the 4th. Hot shot past Loney. Into right, a base hit for Joyce. That's on for the 2nd time. Now has a single to go with the bases loaded walk in the 2nd. Bobby Valentine and Randy Neiman getting a little restless in the dugout. They're going to get action up in the bullpen again.
Well, Loney got the glove to the baseball, but it was hit very, very hard and just off the edge of the glove.
Here's Carlos Pena. Pena struck out in the 2nd inning. Austin with the shift on. And he hits one high and deep into right center field this time. Ellsbury back to the wall, trying to climb the wall, and that baby's gone. Home run for Carlos Pena. He tees off, hits a 2-run shot, and the Rays take a 5-3 lead. Pena jumping on the first pitch. Collects number 18.
Another pitch left right out over the plate. Matt Suzaka, who was able to blow Carlos Pena away in his first at-bat, goes a little off speed there. Carlos gets it out.
Jose Molina taking the pitch down, a ball and no strikes. So Keppinger a home run, Joyce the base hit, and then Pena hits one out to right center. Molina shoots one to center field. Ellsbury back to the wall for this one, and that one is off the top of the wall, or is it gone? Boy, that ball came back to Ellsbury just off the top of the wall. He came very close to hitting that one out. And Joe Madden wants to talk it over with Tim McClellan. McClellan going out there from his spot umpiring second base. Well, it appeared the ball might have enough distance to get out, and it appeared to hit just the top of the wall and bounce back.
Joe's like, what do you got?
So Madden satisfied with the explanation. Look at that, top of the wall, the yellow line in play.
I think with the way that ball came back, it came back so aggressively that you just assumed it couldn't have hit the soft top part of the wall. And that's exactly what it did. The right call was made.
So home run, single, home run, double. Valentine out of the dugout into the mound. And a pitching change coming here. That's going to be it for Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Lead, runner on second, nobody out. And this is just a reminder as you enjoy a cold one. Look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite.
Alfredo Aceves is the new pitcher to face the top of the order for the Rays. Desmond Jennings fouls a fastball straight back. A topsy-turvy year for Aceves. 25 saves, 2-9. Even odds with Bobby Valentine. Walked off the mound the other day without even acknowledging the manager. Pitch is down. 1-1 strike. Rays have taken a 5-3 lead. They have Molina in second with nobody out in the bottom of the fourth. One and two. Two balls, two strikes. And a ground ball right side on a check swing. That ball coming in on him. So Molina goes to third on the ground ball down to first as Loney plays it unassisted.
Now, at least Desmond Jennings, almost like a bunt right there. That ball runs in on him and jams him, but able to put it in play. That allows Molina to move up to third base, and Rays have an opportunity here to plate their 6th run, at least.
B.J. Upton, field up a bit on the right side. Staggered on the left side, but closer than normal. B.J. now 1 run batted in behind Zobrist for the team lead. He swings through the fastball. The count is 1-1. Seb is in relief of Matsuzaka, who worked 3 innings plus 4 hitters in the 4th, allowing 9 hits, 5 runs. Responsible for Molina, who's now at third. Strikeouts for Matsuzaka and a walk to go with the 5 runs allowed, and a couple of home runs. Cut to miss. BJ's behind in the count. On deck, Ben Zobrist. The pop up right side. Loney back from first base. Makes the catch. 2 outs. Gives BJ 0 for 3. Now in the bottom of the 4th inning, everybody in the Rays lineup
has hit 4 times.
Has a hit tonight, except Upton now. So you're only in the 4th, and 8 out of 9 hitters already have a hit.
Plenty more opportunities coming. It's going to take a 2-out hit here for the Rays to get that 6th run in by Zobrist.
Ben singled in a run in the 3rd. Takes a pitch inside. He is 1 for 2.
Well, the Rays offense did tonight what they're supposed to do. You get a pitcher that's been struggling, comes out in tonight's ball game and is struggling with command, and they let him put himself in bad counts, and they jumped all over.
So 1-1 count. Picks up strike 2. Ball 2 strikes. And strike 3 called. Zobrist caught looking, and the Rays are retired in the 4th. But they put up 3. Home run by Keppinger. Open the inning. And a 2-run home run by Pena gave the Rays the lead 5-3 through 4. A couple of home runs on their way to a 3-run 4th inning. Time now for the Just for Men Keep Your Edge spotlight. How about Jake McGee, allowing just 1 hit to right-handed hitters since the 1st of August. And for the year, right-handed batters just 10 of 99. That's a 101 average against them. As Jake McGee gives the Rays the edge, you can keep your edge with Just for Men mustache and beard.
You know, and Jake McGee was one of those guys we talked about a little bit about him in the pregame. You see those numbers against the righties. Well, I think as he continues to improve that slider, you could see the numbers against lefties become equally as ridiculous. I mean, 1 hit to a right-handed hitter since August 1st.
Here's Siriaco.
I actually don't believe that stat.
Pitch is
to be honest with you.
Unbelievable.
It really is.
But true.
It really is.
We'll get back to your misspent youth. Wave and a miss. The count 0-2. So Archer now, who from time to time has struggled with his command in the first 4 innings. Trying to get a clean inning here in the 5th. His pitch count over 80. And he comes into this game 0-3. He's really pitched well enough to win. Coming in 0-3 with a 3.22. And Siriaco didn't come close. That slider just continued to move away from him. 1 away in the 5th.
You know, even though that this pitch is way off the plate, this is good command by Chris Archer. Because what he's doing is seeing how far Siriaco is willing to chase off the plate with the count in his favor. So you can say that pitch, well, he missed the plate by 2 feet. Well, that was by design.
And he takes care of the leadoff man in the 5th. Jacoby Ellsbury. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strike. One ball, no strikes. There it is. A strike call. It's 1-1. Missed by much there to Ellsbury. He's driven in 2 of the 3 Boston runs. He got the little base hit reaching down and away on a good pitch in the 1st, singled home Siriaco, and then chopped one through the middle on a pitch probably off the plate away in the 3rd. Ground ball, and he's got another hit out of the reach of Keppinger. So Ellsbury is 3 for 3 tonight. A 1-out single here in the 5th.
Now just a pitch right out over the plate. Ellsbury didn't have to reach for this one. Keppinger with good effort. Can't quite get there.
So here's Dustin Pedroia. Pedroia 0 for 2. Pitch inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Ellsbury caught off first in the 1st. 3rd time he's been caught this year. He's stolen 14 bases. And a broken back ground ball 3rd. Longoria to 2nd 1. That's the only one they get. That barreled into the bat. Was helicoptering to the left side of the infield. Pedroia reaches on a fielder's choice, and Ellsbury's out. Longoria to Keppinger. Let's take a look at that.
Boy, that ball, you talk about getting in someone's kitchen, and that thing helicoptering out there. Evans got to maintain his concentration. Makes a nice feed once again, but Ellsbury hustling down prevents the turn by Keppinger.
Cody Ross. And the pitch close to Ross. 1-0.
Well, you know what? This is one of the guys that we've seen on this Rays staff that is not afraid to pitch in and in off the plate. He's dusted a number of guys in his starts.
And you know, he also has some run back on that fastball. That'll come back in there a little bit, as we saw on Ross, which will do that. Keep him honest.
That's right. And there's nothing wrong with that. Make him a little uncomfortable.
There's a strike.
Well, then you come right back there. Yeah, you come right back with the slider, and Ross is like, I'll let that one go.
Yeah. Yep. Gomes up along with Ramos. And a strike for a mid-90s fastball in there, taken by Ross. 1-2.
Cody Ross is an aggressive swinging hitter. He comes first pitch fastball, kind of doses him off the plate, and then follows up with an okay slider, and then a fastball. Not even nary a look to swing it back. Tell me that pitch isn't effective.
Strike three call. Fastball 96 on the outside corner. Well, you talk about working a hitter. He did right there to get Ross looking, and the Rays lead 5-3.
Florida girls with us. They are back at Tropicana Field. Annie Lee and Jordana, how you guys doing?
Great. It was the premiere of the Fan Express bus today, so it was really cool. We got to go on a brand new bus of the Tampa Bay Rays and Sun Sports and Fox Sports Florida. It was a lot of fun.
I think we've got video of that. It was pretty cool bus, huh?
It'll be up soon. We had a blast with everybody. We sang along. We had a ton of fun until we got to the game, and we're going to head back after.
Rays Fan Express is a bus that you can, next year, bring your group to the ballpark, right?
Yes. Up to 53 people can fit on the bus, so bring all your friends. They'll all fit.
53 people. Tonight you had a nice group. They're watching the Rays and the Red Sox right now. You guys have a little game going on, don't you? A game within the game.
We have a hide-and-seek game going on right now. We are actually posting on Facebook and Twitter to find us at the park, and we're taking pictures with fans, and we're loving it.
So people are finding you in the ballpark?
Yes, but if you guys want to find us, make sure you like us on Facebook at Fox Sports Florida Girls, and on Twitter at FSFlorida_girls.
There you go. We've got a bus to go to the game next year and a hide-and-seek game going on. Great combination. Jordana, Annie Lee, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right. Guys, back to you.
Good looking bus right there.
That was a good looking bus. I like the game too, hide and seek. That, you know what? That is the game that Todd plays on each and every road trip that we go on.
It certainly is, and he is very good at it. Ground ball. That's a foul ball. Siriaco unleashed quite a throw from deep into foul territory there, but it's a foul ball, and the count is 2-2. Yeah, I'm still, I don't know whether that throw from Siriaco or Todd's report with Jordana and
Annie Lee.
Yeah. I mean, two right there, one right after another.
Well, remember the photo shoot? We had to shoot all those different promos.
Yeah.
And we were all, locked in there together. Okay.
Wait a minute.
Let's get back to the ball game. Didn't come out right.
My ball to Ryan Ross is under it. And that's one out.
In the green room.
Oh, yeah. Well, the green room. Yes, the green room. Yes, I remember that.
Yes, they were hard at work.
I wasn't locked in there long, though.
Apparently, I was locked in there too long. Oh, it was nice knowing everybody. I want to thank our producer.
Thanks for being here.
Let's see.
Oh, my. Here's Luke Scott. There's a strike. That's a Sevy's pitching.
I mean, I pictured that, Dwayne.
Your misspent youth and locked in the green photo shoot. Okay.
Jordan and Annie Lee. You were there.
Just briefly, I didn't stay long. I left early.
It is all coming apart. It is all coming apart. We need to lock it in.
Oh, man. This pitch is down. 2 balls and a strike. An innocent publicity photo shoot. It was pretty boring, actually, except there's a lot of creativity by the people who ran the photo shoot and the actual photographers. So there were scripts, and we got the ad-libs and stuff. All of that. So it was really good. Pretty boring, actually. And the pitch is outside 3-1. Oh, yeah. I think that pretty much covers it. And ball 4 to Scott. Scott has drawn the walk. Rays lead 5-3. Bottom of the 5th inning. Rays got 5 runs off Matsuzaka. Now they're trying to assess some damage against the Sevies here.
And you'd like to extend this lead too. Chris Archer able to finish that 5th inning. Don't know if he's going to get to go back out there in the 6th, but in line for the win right now. Certainly like to see him get it. Very deserving.
Yeah, as we touched on before, he's 0-3 in 4 appearances, 3 starts, and he's pitched well enough to have wins in all of them. Fly ball center field, going to hang up for Ellsbury as he charges in to make the catch. 2 gone. So it would be nice if the Rays could cushion this lead and give Chris Archer a shot at his first win. Matt Joyce has walked and singled. There's a run batted in and a run scored tonight. Jake McGee's up in the bullpen for the Rays as the pitch is fouled by Joyce. There's Jake.
Well, you look at his numbers. Absolutely amazing what he's done. You know, last year he had 12 walks in 28 innings. This year he has 10 walks in 49 and a third. And that's been the difference for him.
That's being locked in.
Yeah. Well, and you know, they had that graphic up, you know, earlier. Well, I guess it was in the pregame show, but last 20 appearances, 18 innings, giving up 6 hits, 2 walks. That's it. 27 strikeouts.
2-1 here to Joyce.
And again, no secret what he's going to do either.
Yep.
He's going to come in, and he's going to come high 3/4 arm angle with straight gas. Good luck trying to hit it.
Yep. Occasionally a little slider once in a while just for fun. This one down and in. 3 balls and a strike. But that whole bullpen has been like that. The whole staff's been just great. Really, truly great. And that bullpen has been on lockdown right from the get-go.
And you know, and this is why obviously it's going to take, you know, nothing short of a small miracle for the Rays to be able to pull this off, get into the postseason. But if the next 2 weeks that pitching staff, obviously starting with the starters, can go out of their minds, you never know. I mean, they could run off a ridiculous amount because they have the ability on a nightly basis to send someone to the mound that could dominate.
Backhanded stop there by Loney, who rolls his way to the bag. Hot shot ball hit by Joyce, and Loney made a nice play to retire the side. Rays leave a man after getting the walk. Put a star on that play by Loney at first. Rays lead 5-3. Rays lead 5-3. Let's take a look at our Circle K league leaderboard. Rays bullpen tops in the American League at 2.88. The pitching staff overall has been tops, and that bullpen continues to be very good. And Jake McGee, a very big part of that Rays bullpen success story this year. Look at the numbers this year compared to a year ago.
Look at the opponent's average, almost 100 points less. The strikeouts are up. The walks are way down. Last year was 3.9 walks per nine. This year, 1.8. And that has been the big difference for Jake. Hasn't really changed the type of pitcher he is, but he has changed his ability to command the fastball around the strike zone. And again, I say, as good as he's been this year, there's even room for more growth, because I think that slider that he has is a pitch that he can improve upon.
Loney, first pitch to him is a strike call. Starts him with a fastball. Jake pitched an inning and a third last night. Picked up a strikeout, and he's right back in there tonight. Archer worked 5 innings. McGee on to start the 6th. 0-2. 95 pitches for Archer. Gave up 3 runs, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts, and 4 walks. Has a chance to pick up his first win. It's away. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
When you saw there Jose Molina and giving him the sign, gave him the sign to shake your head, just a shake pitch. You want to put into that hitter's mind. The hitter's assuming, okay, probably going to throw down another fastball. He sees the pitcher shake. Okay, well, maybe now it's the breaking. In reality, that's exactly what they wanted, was the fastball.
And strike 3 call. Loney caught looking. 96 from McGee. Out number 1 in the 6th.
Never took the bat off of his shoulder. Jake McGee just pounding that fastball away, away, away. Saves his best for last. Velocity and location. Boom.
Now Jared Saltalamacchia, who is the DH tonight. Work over the screen for a strike. Yankees beat Toronto. First game of their doubleheader, day-nighter. It's 4-2. Andy Pettit got the win in that game for New York. The pitch just missing to Saltalamacchia. Blue Jays and the Yankees in the night portion of the day-night doubleheader. Pitch missed inside. Blue Jays batting in the 7th. That game is tied 1-1. Two balls and a strike. The count to Saltalamacchia. It's a foul ball just outside third. Jay Rayburn on the call. Be careful down there in the Red Sox bullpen.
Keep your head on a swivel.
Manson, I don't know if he played hockey or soccer, but that's a goalie move. 2-2 the count to Saltalamacchia.
Whatever you got to do. Power plays sometimes are tough. Smother it easy.
Saltalamacchia is stepping out here. 2-2 the count. Time between pitches there. Swing and a miss. Saltalamacchia strikes out. Just a little move on that pitch. In.
Yeah, well, and that's the slider. That's Jake McGee's slider. And this is a good pitch here, but I think it's a pitch that he can get even a little bit more depth on. You see here, this is good, and he breaks it down in, but I think that's a pitch that he can take that motion with a little bit of down on top of it and get the depth to go with that break. And then you're talking about an absolute put-away strikeout slider. He's able to get Saltalamacchia on that one.
Lavarn way. Strike.
But see, if you're a hitter right now, you know Jake McGee is going to be 90% fastball. You know if he needs to make a pitch, he's going to be fastball, and they still can't do anything about it. If that becomes a pitch that he can mix in even more often, my goodness.
1 ball, 1 strike.
You know, you talk about fun watching the kids, you know, come up from the minor leagues and be able to step in and produce at the big league level. It's fun watching guys just continue to progress at the big league level and take the next step. We've gotten to see that with David Price. We've got to see with Jake McGee.
It's a foul ball. The count is 1-2. Now it's been fun to watch Price develop. Great talent. That was pretty evident right from the beginning. David will be pitching tomorrow night after his 19th win. He'll be opposed by Clay Buchholz in the wrap-up game of this series with Boston. And he just missed in there. Fastball, and the count is 2-2. into the screen. Still a 2-ball, 2-strike count. So the count is full here to Ryan Lavarnway. He scored 3 in the bottom of the 4th to take a 5-3 lead. We're in the 6th. Chris Archer pitched the front 5. Now Jake McGee. Ground ball. Diving stop. Longoria up with the throw, and that takes care of Boston. Lavarnway out, 3rd to 1st, and Evan, a very nice play there. Diving stop. Scramble to grab the handle on it to make the play. 5-3 Rays. Making the start for the Rays, working the first 5, made 95 pitches and departs with a lead. Rays got an RBI single from Ben Zobrist in the 3rd, driving in their 2nd run. Leadoff homer from Keppinger in the 4th. After Joyce single, Carlos Pena hit one out to right center field to give the Rays the lead in the 4th. Carlos leading off the bottom of the 6th. Curveball was a strike. Pena struck out and homered tonight. Pitch checked in time. Aceves dropped it low, and it's 1-1. Tigers have a 4-0 lead on Oakland in the bottom of the 6th inning in Detroit. It's 2-1 to count.
Well, the Rays and Pet Pal Animal Shelter are looking for your help. Come out to the game tomorrow when the Rays take on the Red Sox for the final time and bring nutritious dog and cat food to help local pets. The Rays' wives and other volunteers will be collecting food at gates 1 and 5.
Outside for ball 3. 3-1. There is ball 4 outside. So leadoff walk, and Pena heads to first. A little tapper. Aceves chases it, turns and throws it away. Pena's going to go to third. Foley will put the stop sign up, and with that ball rolling all the way to the stands, Molina winds up at second base. And boy, what a sight that was to watch Aceves just chase that little roller. It got by him, and he wound up chasing it on the infield.
Well, there was nobody there once Molina watched Pedroia going to cover, so there's nobody there. Loney's got to hang by the bag. So Aceves tries a do-or-die play, very dangerous, obviously wide on the throw. Puts the Rays in great position here with nobody out.
Aceves looks like he's chasing a gopher around his yard.
Yeah, that's a terrible feeling, because you know that is your only option, is to come up with a play like that.
So it's a base hit for Molina and an error charge to Aceves. 1-0 the count to Jennings. Daniel Bard up in the Boston bullpen. 2 balls, no strikes. Rays with the chance now to tack on some runs. Jennings singled and scored a run in the third. Two balls and a strike. Now have 10 hits. Duck. The only thing you can do on a pitch like that. Wow. 3-1.
Now Aceves 2-1, and boy, oh boy, right up over the head of Desmond Jennings. You wonder if that has anything to do with the couple of pitches that Archer went up and in on some Red Sox hitters.
And now a strike.
Now, the one thing that it will do is keep you from diving out over the plate on the next pitch most of the time.
Two is fouled straight back. Suzaka started. The Rays got 5 off him. They threatened to touch up Aceves here. And that'll do it. Liner into left center field. A base hit. Pena scores. Molina's going to score. Ball goes to the wall. And Jennings already around second on his way to third. Makes it easily. Ball loose. And Jennings is going to head to the plate. He scored standing up. And as Lavarnway chased that ball into foul territory, the Red Sox had their bullpen go awry down there. There was a ball loose from their bullpen that rolled through the middle of the infield.
Couldn't get him with either one.
The Rays pick up 2 more runs. They now lead. How about this?
Now Jennings gets his slider out over the plate, and once it gets itself in between the outfielders out there into the wall, Desmond is in high gear going to third. Siriaco not able to come up with that ball. Nobody backing up.
So the Rays put a 3 spot up. Jennings will get credit for a triple. An error charge to Siriaco. And the Rays lead 8-3.
And that's where Aceves needs to be backing that play up. There needs to be somebody there, so as it gets by Siriaco, someone there to cut it off. As a pitcher, sometimes you get frustrated, you give up the hit, you don't feel like backing up a base, but that becomes your job at that point.
1-1 the count now to Upton. Way wide, 2-1. So a walk, single and an error, a triple and an error, and the Rays have 3 runs. And a shot to left center field. Well tagged. That's going to be off the bottom of the wall. Upton's on his way to second with a double. Now the Rays have another man in scoring position. Well, a double by Upton. And now with all of the frivolity of the errors in the inning, that double will make all of the runs earned.
That pitch right there allows B.J. Upton to get extended. Watch him get those arms extended and just drill that baseball hard off the wall.
So Aceves will depart. Pitching change coming here for Boston. Back in a moment. Tonight by your local Southern Ford dealers, by Buddy's Home Furnishings, and by Subway Restaurants. Play hard, eat fresh. Rays have opened a 5-run advantage. It's 8-3. 3 runs charged to Aceves. He's responsible for Upton aboard as Aceves departs in favor of Daniel Bard. Still nobody out in the inning. The Rays have Upton at second for Ben Zobrist.
Now, disturbing there for Bard is more walks than strikeouts. 38 strikeouts, 39 walks.
Pitch is inside, a ball and no strikes. Put away, 2 balls, no strikes. Bard recalled from the minor leagues on the 30th of August for his second stint with Boston. He falls behind in the count. It's 3-0. He began the year in the Boston rotation and made 10 starts. The big stint to the minors in early June, and he walks Zobrist on 4 pitches and really didn't come close on any of those pitches.
It started off badly for Bard, a fastball down and away that he yanked in off trying to set the tone for the next 3. And that has been the issue with Daniel Bard. You know, again, he's one of those guys, has a tremendous arm, but command an issue.
Well, one hitter, and now Miller's going to get up.
Well, sometimes that's all it takes. Seen enough.
Here's Evan Longoria. Pitch is a strike.
How badly do you think Bobby Valentine right now is jonesing for Scott Atchison?
Well, we might see him.
He's down there.
Yep. At one point this year, they were talking about Tommy John surgery for Atchison.
Got off such to a quick start out of that bullpen. Had tremendous numbers.
1 ball, 1 strike. There he is.
Right here.
Pitch is outside. 2-1. On deck is Luke Scott. Upstairs. 3-1. And ball 4. So Bard walked to Zobrist, and now Longoria. Bases are loaded. Randy Neiman, the pitching coach, makes the walk to the mound. 3 runs have scored. Bases loaded. Nobody out.
Well, visit MLB.com/fan-guide to register for a chance to win a VIP experience for 2 to a 2012 Major League Baseball World Series game, presented by Scott's, the official lawn care company of Major League Baseball.
Well, Luke Scott will be the hitter. With the bases loaded, nobody out. Scott is singled, grounded out, and walked. Scott lifts the fly ball into center. Ellsbury will make the catch. The tag at third. Upton heads to the plate with the run. Over to third goes Zobrist, so a sacrifice fly. And the Rays pick up their 9th run of the night. Luke Scott with RBI number 50. There's Jeff Keppinger. Keppinger homered to start the 4th inning. He is 2 for 3. Keppinger lines a base hit into center. That scores Zobrist. Down to second goes Longoria. The Rays are in double figures with 10 runs. They now lead 10-3. Keppinger 3 for 4 on the evening.
Now, Jeff doesn't waste any time. He goes right back up the middle. Ball breaking right out over the plate. I follow the baseball in and just pounded back up the middle.
Matt Joyce looks at a strike. Matt, the 9th Ray to come to the plate here in the 6th. 5-run inning. 4 runs charged to Aceves and 1 run now to Bard. The pitch is high, 1-1. And action in that bullpen. The lefty Miller joined by Atchison.
About time.
Two balls and a strike. 10 runs, 13 hits. Rays have scored 9+ runs this year, 11 times, but only once here at the Trop. That was back on the 15th of June against Miami when they had 11. They have 10 runs tonight, 13 hits. And Joyce up there with a 3-1 count. 15 pitches by Bard, only 4 strikes. And he walks Joyce. 3rd walk he's given up in this short stint. Valentine comes out to make another pitching change with the bases loaded. Back in a moment. Top, a big inning here in the 6th.
Well, join the playoff push and help the Rays stay 162 strong with a special ticket package starting at just $25. The 162 strong pack includes 3 games of your choice, a limited edition neon 162 strong t-shirt, as well as discounts on concessions and merchandise. Join the push now at RaysBaseball.com. Available while supplies last.
The left-hander Miller becomes pitcher number 4. Following Matsuzaka, Aceves, and Bard, Andrew Miller makes his 50th appearance.
A 3-1 record, 47 strikeouts, 38 1/3. The opponent's average just 191. Quite the spot right here. Bases loaded, just 1 out. Carlos Pena at the plate.
Well, Pena started this inning with a walk. The 2-run home run in the 4th, and here he is with the bases loaded in the 6th inning. Only 1 out. 5 runs have scored already. Pitch is wide for Miller. Ten runs, 13 hits. From that pitch, it stayed in. Tipped a curveball, and You would have been surprised that that ball just brushed Pena and got back out of the way at the last moment. Way wide. 3 balls, no strikes. Well, Bard really didn't come close, and Miller has picked up where he left off. And ball loose from the bullpen again down the left field line. And ball 4. So Pena walks. That forces home another run. Evan Longoria down the line from third. The Rays make it a 6-run inning. 1 out. Bases loaded. Jose Molina will bat.
You think that maybe Bobby Valentine and Joe could get together and just agree upon a running clock the rest of the way?
There's ball 1 to Molina. 1-0. How about this? 5 walks in the inning. Pena's walked twice. Once to lead off the inning, and now once here with the bases loaded to force home another run. And that pitch almost hit Molina.
That's the thing. The misses aren't even close by anybody.
He almost threw it off box tracks.
I think they just put a dot there.
Inside again. 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. And he throws a strike. It's the first strike of 8 pitches he's thrown. And that's a strike. Molina thought he had a walk there, but the count is full. Three-two, and he fouls it up the right side. So we'll see another 3-2. And 11-3 the score. 5 runs off Matsuzaka, 4 off Aceves, and 2 off Bard so far. And there's ball 4. So another run has been walked home. This time it's Keppinger coming down the line. Back to back bases loaded walks drawn by Pena and Molina. That's going to be it for Miller. Call goes out to the bullpen for Atchison. Back in a moment. runs in a single inning. And Scott Atchison called from the bullpen with the bases loaded. He'll be facing Desmond Jennings. Jennings hits it on the ground to third. Suriaco down to second and over to first. One pitch in the double play. 5-4-3 to end that. The Rays send 12 men to the plate. Score 7 and lead 12-3.
Red Sox 12-3. That's fun to say. Now make sure you follow us on Twitter. It's at SunSportsRays. And Matt Moore took the Twitter plunge and finally decided to get himself an account, probably from some pressure from David Price. He tweets from the MLB fan cave saying that he's sending out his first tweet. I think he'd be a lot happier if he was following SunSportsRays on Twitter. And Dwayne and BA, I can confirm that Todd Callis wears Dolce & Gabbana cologne. And the reason why I could say this is because he put on a healthy amount of it before visiting with the Fox Sports Florida girls.
Hey.
Yeah, that's investigative reporting if I've ever seen it.
It is, but here's the deal. I wear D&G. Todd must be light blue. I use the dark blue. The dark blue felt box. Let's see what he's got. Oh, they cut off, really? There you go. Yes, he's got light blue. I go dark blue. Works.
He had it right there within reach.
Oh,
Let's go.
She did the report. He mussed up. So.
Okay. Daniel Nava's going to lead it off here in the 7th against Brandon Gomes. And that first pitch line to left caught by Jennings. Well, the Rays, big 7-run 6th inning. They sent 12 men to the plate, and they've built this big lead. Gomes follows McGee. Archer worked the front 5, and there's Ryan Roberts in the game now at second base. Jose Iglesias bounced that one right off Molina. Strike 1. One strike the count, and they're going to check Molina to make sure he's all right after taking that foul ball. Oh, 1 the count. Fly ball to left. Jennings will go back for this one and make the catch. 2 up and 2 down. 2 quick outs here in the 7th. At bottom of the 6th inning, 31 minutes. And the Rays spent those 31 minutes with 7 runs. Time well spent right there for the Rays.
Amen to that.
Siriaco, the top of the Boston lineup. Pitch is low, 1 ball and no strikes. Well, that's 7 runs, 4 hits. And with all of those walks in the inning, there weren't many close walks either.
No, and that was the thing.
Ball's going to be out of reach. Foul ball out of play.
Well, you know, we kind of alluded to that with Daniel Bard coming in, the command issues, but boy, all over the place. Miller comes in all over the place. Well, Rays took full advantage. That's all you can ask.
Got 8 walks for the Rays, 13 hits. A strike at the knees. 1 and 2. Foul right back, holds the count, and a ball and 2 strikes. Swing and a foul ball off of that, so it's still a 1 and 2 count. Boston scored in the first. The Rays tied it in the second. Boston took a 3-1 lead in the third. The Rays got a run in the third and then took the lead. They put 3 up in the 4th inning, and a 7-run 6th has given them this 12-3 advantage. Chris Archer worked the front 5 and left with the lead. Now the Rays have expanded it. Fly ball to left. It's Jennings on the track. He takes care of all 3. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning. 12-3 Rays. changes for Boston as we move into the home half of the 7th. That's Scott Posednik entering the game in left field. The outfield has a new look with Posednik in left. Daniel Nava moves over to play right field, and Pedro Siriaco is the center fielder. He moves from third to center. New catcher. Quiros behind the plate. Here's the first pitch as Thompson bats here in the bottom of the 7th inning for Upton. Coro Gomez. Gomez at third base. Ivan DeJesus is in the game at second. And Thompson fouls it again. 0-2 the count. Rich Thompson getting it at bat. Reed Brignac is on deck. And a little looper third base side, foul ball, and it's grabbed by Gomez for the out. Now Reed Brignac will hit in the place of Zobrist. Guillermo Quiros is the catcher. Scott Atchison, who got the double play ball finally in the 7th inning. Retired the first man, now a comebacker off the bat of Brignac. And Atchison tosses it to first. So 2 up, 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th. And now Evan Longoria will be lifted, and Elliott Johnson will hit in his place.
How about from what was in, obviously, the struggles of Bard, Miller, Atchison has come in, 5 pitches, 5 strikes, 4 outs. Not bad.
A height of efficiency. It's Elliott Johnson. He takes a strike. Away, 1 ball and 1 strike. And here's a guy who they were talking about Tommy John surgery earlier in the year. And decided against it. Decided rest would be the best thing.
No, and looks good right now. Good velocity on the fastball. He works quick. He throws strikes. It's not the like.
Well, he's made 10 pitches, 9 strikes, and there's a swing and a miss. 2-2 in stark contrast to what we saw earlier.
Yeah, he's not out there working on his manifesto like every other pitcher seems to me. He's pitching.
And a swing and a miss. Quiros with a throw down to first, and the Rays are up and down 1-2-3. Johnson missed the breaking ball. 12-3 Rays.
Website Wednesday continues with the following questions as you take a look at some of the changes the Rays have made. Stephen Vogt, Elliott Johnson, Here we go. Tom, Wayne, Heather, Michael, Walt, David all want to know about Carlos Pena's status for 2013. Barbara, Dave, and Pete all want to know about PJ Upton's status for 2013. Guys, take it away.
Well, there's no way that we know exactly what's going to go on. They're both going to be free agents, and I think that's pretty much where they are now. We'll see what the offseason holds for both of them, but you would think that given where they're headed contractually, they'll both be free agents. Gomez takes a strike. Gomez leading off. He's hitting in the spot vacated by Ellsbury. Ground ball to short, where Johnson makes the pickup and the throw. Now Ivan De Jesus in the third spot. Pitch is outside. 1 ball, no strikes. One and one. Two balls and a strike. De Jesus, son of the former big league shortstop Ivan De Jesus. Gomes working his second inning, and he strikes out De Jesus with a fastball up.
Well, fans, here's your chance to win a jersey right off a player's back and other great prizes at all Rays home games until October the 3rd during the annual Shirts Off Our Backs fundraiser. Proceeds will benefit the Rays Baseball Foundation and the Florida Restaurant and Lodging Association Educational Foundation. For more details, visit raysbaseball.com/community.
Scott Posednik. Breaking ball. Ball in there, strike one. Yankees have taken a 2-1 lead, bottom of the 8th inning. Ichiro with a run batted in the bottom of the 8th. Two, pitch foul back. Low. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ball, 2 strikes. And a chopper to the right side. Ryan Roberts with the pickup and the flip to first. 1, 2, 3. Go the Red Sox. Bottom of the 8th coming. 12-3 Rays.
David Price and his Cy Young chances. Clay Buchholz's resurgence. And a nice year for this Red Sox team, and I'll be breaking something down again. And again and again. I mean, at what point do I get thrown in the straitjacket, Dwayne? Every day there's a breakdown.
But you're resilient. You keep coming back.
It's taking its toll.
Here's Chris Carpenter now. Takes over for Scott Atchison. Atchison settled this game down a little bit, an inning and 2/3. He faced 4 hitters, picked up a strikeout.
Faced 4 hitters and got 5 outs. Yeah, that's called a team MVP.
He's the Red Sox player of the game tonight.
For sure.
Well, here's Chris Carpenter. And Luke Scott will face him. Scott Roberts and Joyce due up. Well, Luke Scott a base hit in the 2nd. He walked in the 5th. Sacrifice fly to center in the 6th. He's up here against Carpenter. And a line drive into right. There's a base hit headed toward the corner. Backhanded by Navas. Scott's digging for 2. And he's in there with a double. So Luke Scott collects another hit, greeting Carpenter.
Now this pitch just out over the heart of the plate. Scott obliges the mislocation with a double into the corner.
Ryan Roberts in the batter's box for the first time tonight. Ball, no strikes. Carpenter just got his first big league win last Friday. It's against the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto. Fly ball lifted to center. Soriaco makes the catch. And he makes a good throw back in to Iglesias. 1 out. Here's Matt Joyce. Matt with a couple walks and a single as a run scored and a run batted in. Zobrist drove in a run tonight. Luke Scott has 1. Keppinger a couple. Joyce 1. Pena 3. And Molina 1. He walked with the bases loaded. Pitch in and off the mitt of Quiros, and over to third base goes Scott. So move up on the pass ball. De La Rosa up in the bullpen. And a foul ball by Joyce. Fastball up. Carpenter in the mid-90s. Carpenter's pitcher they got from the Cubs, he was part of the compensation for Theo Epstein going over to the Cubs. On the count. It's 2 balls and a strike. bases. Luke Scott scores. Matt Joyce picks up his second run batted into the ninth. Rays add another run, and now it's a 10-run spread, 13-3.
Matt Joyce gets just enough of this ball to get it outside of the reach of Iglesias. Gives a nice effort, can't get to it. Joyce having a nice night.
Now Carlos Pena. Batted in for Pena, 2 coming on his 18th home run of the year. Pitch is down. A couple of walks drawn by Pena. He has a bases loaded walk. He and Molina went back to back in the bases loaded walk department. 2-0.
Coming up on Rays Live, the post game presented by Checkers. Show you highlights of the Oakland A's Detroit Tiger game. You listen to see what Joe Madden has to say about this game. Dwayne and I will give our final thoughts while Laura gathers interviews from the clubhouse.
2-0 now to Pena. There's ball 3 outside. 13 runs for the Rays tonight. Equals the season's high. They had 13 against the Marlins. That came in Miami on the 9th of June, 13-5. They lead 13-3 in this one. And ball 4, Pena walks for the 3rd straight time. Well, runners at first and second, and Stephen Vogt will get a chance to swing the bat. Vogt still looking for his first hit.
Why not? Right here.
Why not?
Get it over with. Drive in a run.
Vogt took over behind the plate in the top of the inning. For the first pitch, lifting a fly ball to center. Suriako's there to catch it. It's the second out. Suriako with 2 putouts here. 2 gone. And Desmond Jennings up there. Desmond Jennings. Pitch is high. 1 ball, no strikes. With 13 runs and 15 hits. The biggest spread in a victory this year, 11. That was over the Marlins. They lead by 10 tonight. A swing and a miss. 2-1. 2-1 the count here to Desmond. Two. Desmond singled back in the 3rd, scored a run, also picked up a steal, tripled in a couple of runs in the 6th, and actually circle the bases when Siriaco was charged with an error at third. Carpenter, the 6th pitcher employed by Bobby Valentine tonight. 2-2, and Jennings starts to go. He checked on a pitch in the dirt, and it's 3-2 now with 2 gone. Joyce at second and Pena at first. Trying to post their 6th win of the year over Boston. Have a couple games left with the Red Sox up at Fenway next week. And ball 4 will load the bases. 2 walks in the inning. Joyce goes to third. Pena to second. Jennings draws the walk. Rich Thompson will get another at bat. He fouled out to the third baseman in the 7th inning. Thompson bats with the bases loaded. He swings and misses. Strike 1. Upstairs, and he checked. It's 1-1. It's foul back, out of play. 1-2. Strikes. A little tapper foul. Tapper on the first base side. It's foul. Thompson behind Carpenter. Final in New York, the Yankees beat Toronto 2-1. And a line drive foul down toward the bullpen. And a swing and a miss. Thompson is out on strikes. The Rays score 1, leave them loaded. On to the 9th, 13-3 Rays. On the line, standings in the American League wild card now. Oakland and Baltimore at 84 and 64. The Angels 3 back, Detroit 5, and the Rays at the moment 6 back. De La Rosa will be the new pitcher here in the 9th inning for the Rays, their 4th of the night. James Loney leads it off. Rosa throws a fastball. It's high. 1 ball, no strikes. Bouncing ball foul. Takes the count to 1-1. So the Yankees win the day-night doubleheader from Toronto 4-2 and 2-1. Detroit beat Oakland 6-2. Miguel Cabrera hit his 41st home run of the year. He's only 1 home run behind Josh Hamilton now. Ground ball. It's Pena at first. He'll make the play unassisted.
Tell you what, he's got a legitimate shot at Triple Crown.
Yeah, just 1 home run back.
Yeah, leads in the other categories. Wow.
And Baltimore and Seattle, they're in the top of the 2nd, no score. The Orioles have now won 14 straight extra inning games.
Well, you between that and their record in 1-run games, pretty amazing. Because you look at that roster, it doesn't exactly jump out at you as being star-laden, and they can just continue to get it done.
1-0 the count to Saltalamacchia. The deeper the game goes, the better chance they have. If they go at least 13 innings, they're 7-0. 1 ball, 1 strike. An 18-inning game with Seattle last night. 5 hours and 44 minutes. And the strike to Saltalamacchia. 1-2. Well, this is Archer's game to win. De La Rosa bounds it back. Archer and De La Rosa were teammates at Durham, where De La Rosa did most of the closing and Archer spent most of the year. Chris Archer making his 4th start, 5th appearance for the Rays. Gave the Rays 5 innings tonight, made 95 pitches. The Rays got a lot of offense, 13 runs, 15 hits in support of the 23-year-old right-hander. Foul back into the screen. Fastball at 96 from De La Rosa. Barnway, his spot, which is assuming occupied by Quiros. Yep, Quiros is on deck now. And a foul ball. That's Osaka. Seves, Bard, Miller, Atchison, and Carpenter pitch for Boston. Archer, McGee, Gomes, and De La Rosa now for the Rays. The 1-2. And a cut and a miss. Saltalamacchia out on strikes. And for the Rays, the 10th strikeout of the night for the pitching staff. This pitching staff continues to rack up a lot of strikeouts. The Rays have been cops in strikeouts on both ends of the game, pitching and hitting. There's Chris Archer. He's 1 out away from picking up his first big league victory, pitching the necessary 5 innings. Here's Guillermo Quiros, the Boston catcher, and the pitch is high. 1-0. Swing and a miss. 1-1. Rays got 5 off Matsuzaka, 4 off Aceves, 3 off Bard, and 1 off Carpenter. And the 1-1. Quiros fouls it back. 1-2.
1 strike away from closing this ball game out, giving Chris Archer his first big league win. Big moment for that young man.
Now the 1-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Fastball from De La Rosa hitting 96. Pitch. Wide. And a full count. Out on strikes. Wolf puts the tag on him on the strikeout and the pitch in the dirt. The Rays win this one 13-3, and Chris Archer will get his first major league win. Archer working 5 innings, followed to the hill by Jake McGee, Brandon Gomes, and Dave De La Rosa. And the Rays pick up their first victory in this series with the Boston Red Sox. 13-15-0 with 10 left for the Rays. 3-5-2 with 4 left for Boston. The Rays 6.5 back in the AL East, and they are 5.5 back in the wild card race. And as we promised earlier in the game, it's Miller time, brought to you by Miller Lite. Chris Archer picking up 6 strikeouts tonight en route to his first major league victory.
Well, huge moment for Chris, and going to come sooner or later. As well as he was throwing the baseball, takes advantage of a nice offensive showing by the Rays tonight, and able to get through that 5th inning to put himself in a position to pick up his first win. Congratulations to Chris Archer.
This is his 4th big league start. He had pitched well enough in his other starts, and actually in that relief appearance as well. Pitched well enough to win in any one of those outings, and instead he was 0-3 coming into this game tonight. And after 5 innings of work, that is victory number 1 in the major leagues for Chris Archer. The Rays win it 13-3. So the Rays now have 1 game left with the Boston Red Sox. That'll be tomorrow night. In the meantime, Chris Archer picks up his first big league win, and Todd Callis is with him now on the field.
Dwayne, thank you. Chris, Stephen Vogt just handed you the baseball. Yep. What does that mean to you as you look at that?
It means a lot. You grow up as a kid and you dream about getting your first professional win, and I just did it, and it was better than what I could have ever dreamed of. So I really can't explain it in words. It's just one of those things you have to experience to understand.
What was the key for you tonight? You had some tough moments, but you're able to work around those, it seemed.
The support from the team, from Longo making a great play to us putting up a bunch of runs, just helped me be comfortable and like, all right, throw strikes and compete and let the guys behind you play.
You mentioned the word comfortable. Is there a different level of comfort for you this time around than the first couple of starts?
You're never 100% comfortable, but at the same time, it does ease up a little bit, and you don't feel so much pressure, yes.
We don't often see the starting pitcher come back. When did you come back into the dugout? Was it for the last inning? Did you want to be a part of the handshakes?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to experience the whole thing because you only do this one time. So I came in right there whenever Dane went out to pitch.
When you think about this season, you never know what's going to happen. You said the first time around you thought your stuff was good enough to work at the big league level. Now you kind of know that when you do your thing, it can work?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely know that I can compete, and I mean, I have great ball players behind me, so and we can put up runs like we did tonight. It's definitely encouraging.
Congrats on the first major league wins, Chris.
Thank you very much.
Chris Archer, guys, back to you.
Yeah, he's as impressive off the mound as he is on it. A thoughtful young man. He picks up his first victory. Congratulations, and it's a 13-3 Rays win. Back in a moment.